Exodus chapter 26. وَتَهَمِّشْكَانَ تَعْشَ أَشَرَ يَرِيعُوتْ. And the tabernacle thou shalt effectuate 10 curtains. Sheth Moshe zar utchelet v'hargaman v'tolat shadi kerubim ma'ashe hoshev ta'ashe otam. Linen twisted linen, and blue and purple and worm of scarlet, kerubim, the work of a planning workman, a designer. Thou shalt make them. Ork hayri ahad thamone wa'ashrim bahama. The length of the one curtain, 28 by the cubit. Uruhab arba'a bahama. Hayri ahad. And the breadth 4 by the cubit, the one curtain. Midda ahad l'kol hayri'ot, one measurement for all the curtains. Chamesh hayri'ot tihyana overot itha el achotah. 5 curtains, they shall be ones joined. A woman to her sister. That means each curtain to its other one. V'chamesh yari'ot hoverot itha el achotah. And 5 curtains, joined ones, a woman to her sister. Wa'ashita lulot تخلت على شفة هيريعة هاد مقاطع بحوارت. And thou shalt effectuate loops of blue upon the lip of the one curtain from the end in the joining. וכן תעשה בשפת היריעה הקיצונה במחברת הסנית. And thus thou shalt effectuate in the lip of the curtain, the outer curtain, the endmost curtain, in the second joining. 50 לולאות תעשה ביריעה האחד, ו50 לולאות תעשה בקצה היריעה אשר במחברת הסנית. 50 loops thou shalt effectuate in the one curtain, and 50 loops thou shalt effectuate in the end of the curtain which is in the joining, the second joining. Makbilot halulaot itha el achotah. Corresponding ones are the loops, a woman to her sister. Wa'ashita 50 qarse dhahab, and thou shalt effectuate 50 clasps of gold. V'hibbarta את היריעות איתה אל אחותה בקרסים, והיה המשכן אחד. And thou shalt join or couple the curtains, a woman to her sister, by the clasps, and the tabernacle shall become one. وعشيت يريعوت عزيم لأهل على המשכן, and thou shalt effectuate curtains of goat's hair, for a tent over the tabernacle. عشرة عشر يريعوت تعشهوتام, 11 curtains thou shalt effectuate them. أورك هيري عهد ثلوثيم بهما. The length of the curtain, the length of the one curtain, 30 by the cubit. والرحب أربع بهما هيري عهد, and a breadth 4 by the cubit, the one curtain. مدة أحد لعشرة عشر يريعوت, one measurement for the 11 curtains. وحبرت את خمش هيريعوت لبعض, and thou shalt couple the 5 curtains together or by themselves. وهتشيث هيريعوت لبعض, and the 6 curtains by themselves. وكافلت את היריעה השתית אל מול פני האוהל, and thou shalt double the 6th curtain to the front of the faces of the tent. وعشيت 50 لولاot על שפת היריעה האחד, and thou shalt effectuate 50 loops upon the lip of the one curtain. Hakithona bahobaret, the end one in the coupling. وخمشيم لولاot على شفت היריעה החוברת התhanית, and 50 loops upon the lip of the curtain, the lip of the coupled curtain, the second one, the second coupled curtain. وعشيت قرص نحشت 50, and thou shalt effectuate clasps of bronze or brass 50. وهبت את הקרסים בלולאות, and thou shalt bring the clasps into the hooks, into the loops. وحبرت את האוהל והיה אחד, and thou shalt couple the tent, and it shall be one. وسرح העודף, and the excess, the one remaining over, the excess of that which is remaining over, ביריעות האוהל, in the curtains of the tent. חצי היריעה העודפת תסרח על אחורי המשכן, the half of the curtain, the one remaining over, shall overhang over the back sides of the tabernacle. Wahama mither, Wahama mither, Baodif, Bork, Yuri ota hahel, Yihye saruh, Alas idde hamishkan, Mither wimither, Lakasoto. And the cubit from this and the cubit from this in the thing hanging over, or in the thing in excess, in the length of the curtains of the tent, shall be overhanging over the sides of the tabernacle from this and from this to cover it. Wa'ashita miksela ohel orot elim Modamim, and thou shalt effectuate a covering for the tent, skins of rams dyed red. Ram skins dyed red. Umikse orot tahashim milama'ala, and a covering of tahash skins from above. Wa'ashita Ethakarashim Lamishkan, and thou shalt effectuate the boards for the tabernacle. Athe Ashe Shittim Omdim, timber of Shittim, timbers of Shittim, standing ones. Esher Hamot Orkahakarash, 10 cubits the length of the board. Wahama wahati hama rohab hakarash ha'ehad, and a cubit and a half, and a cubit and a half of the cubit, the breadth of the one board. Thiteyadot lakarash ha'ehad, 2 tenons to the one board. Mushulavot itha el achotah, joined, a woman to her sister. Ken ta'asher l'kol qarshe hamishkan, thus thou shalt effectuate for all the boards of the tabernacle. Wa'ashita et hakarashim lamishkan esherim qarash lipat nagbah temanah, and thou shalt effectuate the boards for the tabernacle, 20 boards for the south side toward the south or southward. Wa'arba'im adane chesef, and 40 bases of silver, ta'asher tahat esherim hakarash, thou shalt effectuate under the 20 boards. Thene hadanim tahat hakarash ha'ehad, lithete yedotayu, uthene adanim tahat hakarash ha'ehad, lithete yedotayu. Two sockets under the one board for the 2 of its tenons, and 2 sockets under the one board for the 2 of its tenons. Ulasela hamishkan hathenith lifat safon Esharim Qarsh. And for the side of the tabernacle, the second side, for the edge northward, 20 boards. Waharaba'im Adnehem Kasep, and 40 sockets of silver. Thene Hadanim Tahat Hakkar Shahai Had, Uthene Hadanim Tahat Hakkar Shahai Had. 2 sockets under the one board, and 2 sockets under the one board. Uliyarkete Hamishkan Yamah Ta'asha Shitha Karashim. And for the flanks of the tabernacle toward the west, thou shalt effectuate 6 boards. Uthne Karashim Ta'asha Limquthot Hamishkan Bayarkatayim. And 2 boards thou shalt effectuate for the corners of the tabernacle in the recesses, in the 2 recesses, in both recesses. Weyihu Tohamim, and they shall be twins, or doubled. Milmata, from below. Weyahadaw Yihyatamim al Rosho Elhatabat Had, and together they shall be complete ones. Complete. They shall be complete over its head to the one ring. Kena Yihya Lithanehem Lithanehamiqthot Yihyu. Thus it shall be for the 2 of them. For the 2 of the corner ones they shall be. Wahayu Thamona Karashim Wadanehem Kasap Shitha Ashar Hadanim. And they shall be 8 boards, and sockets, and their sockets silver. 16 sockets. Thane Hadanim Tahat Hakkar Shahai Had. Uthane Hadanim Tahat Hakkar Shahai Had. 2 sockets under the one board, and 2 sockets under the one board. Wa'ashita berihim ashe shittim, and thou shalt make bars, timbers of shittim, or acacia wood. Chamisha l'karashe zela hamishkan ha'ehad. 5 for the boards of the one side of the tabernacle. Wachamisha berihim l'karshes tela hamishkan hathenit, and 5 bars for the boards of the second side of the tabernacle. Wachamisha berihim l'karshes tela hamishkan Layarkatayim Yamah, and 5 bars for the boards of the side of the tabernacle, for the both recesses westward. Wahabbarih hatikon betok hakkarashim, And the middle bar in the midst of the boards, Mabarih min Hakath el Hakath, shall be barring from the one end to the end. With the Hakarashim, the Thab, with the Tab'otihim, Ta'ashadahab, Batim, Labrihim. And the boards thou shalt overlay with gold, and their rings thou shalt effectuate gold, houses for the bars, with Zipita et Habrihim, the hub, and thou shalt overlay the bars with gold. Wahakemota et Hamishkan, and thou shalt cause the tabernacle to stand. Kamithapato atr horaheta bahar, according to its judgment, which thou wast shown in the mount. Wa'ashita parochet تخلت وهرقا مانا وطولعت شادي وشيت موشزار معشي حوشب يعشي وطاه كروبيم. And thou shalt effectuate a veil of blue and purple and worm of scarlet and twisted linen, a work of a designer. He shall effectuate it, Kerubim. Wanatataotah, and thou shalt give it, Ala haraba'a amudeshittim, upon 4 pillars of shittim wood, Muthupim dahab, wawehem dahab, ones overlaid of gold, and their hooks gold. Al-Haraba'a adane chasep, upon 4 bases of silver. Wanatata et haparoket tahat hakarasim, and thou shalt effectuate the veil. Thou shalt give the veil under the clasps. Weheveta thammah mibet laparoket et haron ha'edut, and thou shalt bring to there, from inside to the veil, the ark of the testimony. Wehivadila haparoket lachem ben hakodesh weben kodesh hakodashim, and the veil shall cause separation for you between the holy and between the holiness of the holiness, between the holiness and between the holiness of the holiness, the most holy. Wanatata et hakaporet al haron ha'edut bekodesh hakodashim, and thou shalt give the atonement cover upon the ark of the testimony in the holiness of the holinesses. Washamata et hashulahan mihuth laparukat, and thou shalt set the table from outside to the veil, with the hamanora nokah hashulahan alastela hamishkan temana, and the lampstand before the table over the side of the tabernacle southward. Wahashulahan titena alastela athapon, and the table thou shalt give upon the side northward. Wa'ashita masaklepeta haohel, and thou shalt effectuate a screen for the door of the tent. Techelet waharagaman watolat shani wisheth wishesh moshazar, blue and purple and worm of scarlet and twisted linen, mashe rokem, a work of an embroiderer or variegator, one who is mixing colors. Washita lamasak chamisha amude shittim, and thou shalt effectuate for the covering or the screen 5 pillars of shittim. With zipita hotam dhahab, wawehem dhahab, and thou shalt overlay them with gold. Their hooks, gold. Wayasakata lahem chamisha hadne nohoshet, and thou shalt pour out, that is, cast for them, 5 sockets of bronze or brass.